We all know what this means. It's a CGC unboxing. It's a big one. 25 book modern order. Up next on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, everybody. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics. Saying welcome to the channel. Before we get started, like, comment, subscribe. Really appreciate that. Follow us on other socials, Instagram, Bronzeville_Comics. Follow us on Whatnot at Bronzeville_Comics. Next Monday night, August 1st, we have a Daredevil show. Plenty of Silver and Bronze Age Daredevil books available, so tune in 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Whatnot, Bronzeville_Comics, eBay store in the link below. Some of these books will be available on eBay eventually, but let's take a look. So I did a modern order, no pre-screen. So these were books that I thought, based on their condition or their value, I would still have value if there wasn't a pre-screen. So let's open her up. The box looks like it arrived pretty well intact. This order, I'm trying to think when it went out. When did it go out? Is it this one? Yes, this went out right at the beginning of April. And so we got it back like mid-July. No fast track. So about 3.5 months door to door. I'm opening this up on July 28th. Actually, it's after midnight that I'm opening it. So I picked it up on the 27th from my LCS. My LCS owner had been out of town for a couple of weeks, so I'm not exactly sure when it arrived. There will be another box, I think, coming next week, so that's pretty exciting. So we're going to not look at the grades. I have in front of me the notes of what I thought the grades were, potentially. I'm just going to take off my glasses so I know where to start. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is the first book. I'll do it the other way around. Maybe they're in the order. I'm very particular about the way I sort things. I do everything in kind of alpha order. So up first, what do we got? Gonna take it out of the poly bag. You can't see it. And then we'll start over here. Okay, Iron Fist #1. Okay, so this is kind of the middle of my order. I thought this was right around a 9.0. I thought this was a pretty sharp copy. This is the first group of books that I cleaned and pressed myself. So we'll see how it turned out. 8.0. Ooh, that's disappointing. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the fair market value afterwards. That's kind of surprising. I thought that thought this was in much better shape than that. I did see, let's see, on the left middle back cover, there was some creasing. Yeah, there's a little bit of a crease down at the bottom there. We'll take a look at the grader's notes on that one. So that came back lower than I had expected. So 0 for 1 there. Up next, Infinite Crisis. I have 2 of these. These I didn't think were a 9.8 kind of. This is in number 5, the Jim Lee variant, first appearance of Jaime Reyes. And this came back as a 9.0. Okay, I had wanted about a 9.0, 9.2, and another about an 8.5. So let's see. Small spine tick near his hand. Yeah, this was the one that, actually this is the one I thought was in the lower grade. So this is one I thought was an 8.5. So it came back as a 9.0. Pretty happy with that. We'll go over the fair market value at the end, and we'll also take a look at grader's notes of the books that disappointed. Hopefully there won't be too many of those. So let's keep on going. The other Infinite Crisis, I thought this was in a little bit better shape, right? Because I thought this was in nicer shape. I thought this was like a 9.2. 9.2. Okay. Accurate there. So up 1, down 1, and one push so far. So again, these are all moderns. More stuff from like the 70s and 80s. Okay, I had a couple of these in there. Hulk #1. I thought one was really clean. and one had some spine ticks. So let me see which one this looks to be. This, I think, is the cleaner one. Maybe the 9496. 96. Okay, that's not bad. Unfortunately, this book, the speculative value of this book has decreased since the passing of William Hurt, who played him in the MCU. So, not disappointed there. If there's another one in there, that's probably a little bit lower grade because there were some spine ticks on it. And I still get nervous when I do these unboxings. Because, you know, you're hoping, and again, I worked on these books, I pressed all these books, so I'm kind of hopeful for some good results. This is the other Hulk. I thought this was more of an 8.5. Probably should have just kept it raw, but let's see what it came out as. 9.2. Oh, wow. Wow. That's really nice. Huh. Okay. So, yeah. Happy with that one. Let's see what's next. Let me get rid of this bubble wrap. I got all these plastic bags. Trying not to look at the grades because it's fun when you don't. When you don't know what's coming. So I guess we're going backwards. Godzilla #1. First appearance of Godzilla. I had this as a 9.2. There were a few little tiny things wrong with this. So I had this at a 9.2. This book, a lot of these books I got at either King Con in the fall or at New York Comic Con, and a few of them off of eBay. So, for instance, the Iron Fist I got on eBay for $73. The Infinite Crisis, I've spent about $40 on each of those. And the Hulks, I got one for $40, actually the one that's in nicer shape, and the other for $85, which I probably paid a little too much for this. This, I believe I got as part of a collection. Not sure. 9.2. Okay, what did I have at? 9.2. Okay, that's fine. What I expected. Yeah, spine tick and middle front cover, and I definitely see that. That was kind of the largest flaw. And we do have a little bit of wear at the top. So, yeah, I'm pleased with that. Right on target. Okay, so only have one disappointment so far. That's not bad. So I'm pleased with that. Up next is probably going to be a lower grade if it's the book and the order I'm thinking that we're in. Yeah, G.I. Joe, number 21, the silent issue. Now I got this like essentially for nothing as part of a lot that I paid almost no money for. This is lower grade. I pressed the heck out of this. I'm kind of hoping for a 6.0, 5.5. Okay, not a big disappointment. This was quite the mess when I got it. And I'm interested at the fair market value of this at a 5.5. It is a newsstand though, for what that's worth. So one little downgrade, but I think that was 6.0 was more kind of what I was hoping for. And not necessarily what I was expecting. Okay, up next. Oh, this was a high grade one. This was part of a collection, the big collection that I bought in the fall that had the Hulk 181. It had a big run of Fantastic Four, and it had this run, Firestorm #1. I actually had a couple copies of this. This, I think, is the nicer copy. I thought this was potentially a 9.6. So let's see. 9.0. Ooh. Yeah, I'm getting hurt a little bit on these bronze books. I'm wondering, I'll take a look at the grader's notes. What did I have in my notes? Minor staple stress, small tick. I thought I had pressed a lot of it out, but we'll take a look at the grader's notes on that and see how it compares to what I had. I thought it was in better shape than that. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. This is a book a lot of people have been speculating on. I already have a copy that I picked up. I think this was a Comic-Con. No, I'm not sure where I got this book, actually. Fantastic Four 211, the first appearance of Terrax, one of Galactus's heralds. I thought this was pretty high grade. I thought maybe a 9.4. Let's keep our fingers crossed. 9.0. Again, this era of books, the newer books I'm doing well on, and I'm wondering what I'm missing on the 70s books. Those are the ones that are coming in lower for the most part. Interesting. I wonder if there's almost like a bias that, you kind of figure, oh, the newer books should be, close to 9.8 because they're newer. The books from the 70s, since they're older, should be lower grade. I don't know. Oh, Doorway to Nightmare. I picked this up at Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con for $40. Again, I thought this was pretty high grade, like maybe a 9.4. First appearance of Madame Xanadu, 9.2. Okay, we'll take that. Yeah, that's not bad. This is, again, I've been speculating on the Justice League Dark members for quite a while, so I'll take that. Not a problem there. Next book. This one I'm not sure of. I thought it was also in pretty high grade. But again, it's a book from the 70s. There's a little bit of color rub on it. So I bought this at King Con. I paid a decent amount of money for this. So I'm hoping for, at least 9.4 was kind of what I was hoping for. 9.2. Okay. Respectable. That's not bad for, that era of book. Interested to see the value of that. We'll look that up. Nice. As you can see, my moderns tend to have quite a bit of Bronze Age books in there. Up next, if this is what I think it is, yes, Captain America. This one I know I overpaid for. I bought this at King Con. I'm not even going to say how much I paid for it because if this comes back like lower than a 9.4, I'm really taking a bath on it. Although the book, has we've seen the announcement of the new Captain America movie with Sam Wilson, who, spoiler warning for the cover here, he is the new Captain America. 9.0, ouch, that hurts. That one hurts. There are a couple of significant spine ticks, but I didn't think there was much more than that. And I'm interested to see. I didn't think there was a digital code indent, but I'm going to look up the grader's notes on that. Up next, let's see. This is like a thicker one. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, seems thicker. This is a second print, I believe. Second printing. I thought this was lower grade. Not low grade, but there was like a line in there I couldn't get out entirely. This also came in a lot that I did not pay much money for, so I got this pretty cheap. There is like a crease right above the barcode box there that I just could not remove. It did break color, so it was partially broke color. I had this at a 7.0. 8.5. Okay, that I'm real happy with. There's something odd with this case. It seems like a thicker case than the others. I'm gonna have to take a closer look at that. That is really weird. But I'm really okay. So that's a plus. Not bad. So I'm happy. This was a mess when I got it. But this is really weird. It's like a thicker case for some reason, and it's not a thicker book. It was a regular 32 pager. And this classic McFarlane cover. Second print. I have the first print of my PC. I'm interested to see at some point in time when I grab that. Up next. It's just everything's kind of tilting now because I don't have many books left. Up next, what do we got? Okay, this is Avengers 267 can cover. There is like one spine tick. And a little bit of stress near the top staple on the back. Yeah. I have this in 9.2. 9.0. Okay. We're falling short a little bit on some of these. Haven't hit any home runs yet. But I didn't necessarily expect, I thought there were maybe 2 books in this entire submission that were potential 9.8s, and we haven't hit either of them yet. There's 2. Oh, one of the Hulks. Yeah, okay, that wasn't a 9.8. And there's one other book that I thought was really clean. So we'll see. We'll see what it brings. Okay. First appearance of Silver Sable, Amazing Spider-Man 265. I think I got this as part of a collection. I'm not even sure where this one came from. But I had this at a 9.2. 9.2. Okay. Very good for Silver Sable. Happy with that one. Alrighty. Up next, this one, I got this cheap at King Con. I got this for $20 at King Con. I thought it was an 8.5, but what's interesting, and I think it, yes, it does. It says it right there. Mark Jewelers insert. Okay, this is the first appearance of Vixen. This is a character I've been speculating on. To find raws of this is very variable. Sometimes they're like, you know, for a decent copy, like $100 and something, and sometimes, like I said, I bought this for $20. So this I thought was about an 8.5, but you know, I could accept a little bit lower because it's got the Mark Jewelers 8.0. Okay, no big problem there. It did have some flaws. That, you know, a press could only do so much, but you know, a Mark Jewelers insert on a key issue is always good to have. When we do the price comps on that, I'm just going to do the price comp at the 8.0. I'm not really sure how much to value a Mark Jewelers. Which way in the alphabet are we going? All the way to the back. Okay, this is... Erod pressed this for me. And he thought it was a pretty nice copy. I did pay for this because I bought this, like, you know, when it was hot. And this book has cooled off considerably. I did get it on eBay. And I'm hoping for at least a 9.4. 9.4. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, there's a couple of spine ticks there. You see one definitely on the top there. But that's kind of what I was figuring. So not surprised there. No home runs yet. Okay, a lot of doubles, a lot of base hits, a few strikeouts. Again, I wasn't expecting, you know, all 9.8s in this. Up next, what do we get? Oh, this one. I had two of these in a 9.8. I have it in a 9.6. I think the biggest thing in this was the bindery tear. I did pick this up at a Long Island convention for $20. First appearance of Bloodsport, and of course Idris Elba played him in the Suicide Squad movie. So let's see what this came back as. 9.4. Okay, so we're another one where it was just a little bit below my expectations. And I thought my expectations were tempered. I didn't think they were crazy. Next. Star Wars number 3. I bought this on eBay for like $40. Thought this was about a 9.2. Let's see. You got that proto Chewbacca. It looks nothing like Chewbacca. 9.0. Again, just falling short by a grade each time. Okay. This next book I thought was pretty clean. This is also a thicker case. It's really weird. Simpsons Comics and Stories. This did have a poster inside, I think. Polybagged with poster, polybag removed. I think that I thought this was a 9.8, maybe potential 9.6. Still, first appearance of the Simpsons in comics. That's still a pretty pricey book. Is the poster still included in this? I don't remember, and I have a number of these. Yeah, I think the poster's still included. That's probably why the thicker case. I have no idea why there's the thicker case on the McFarlane book. No idea whatsoever. Okay, so we have, I think, 5 books left. Okay, so so far okay. Nothing spectacular. No 9.8s. Again, I wasn't expecting a lot. I thought maybe 2. Secret Invasion, number 1. I got this at New York Comic Con for $3. And I thought that they did have some spine ticks. I gave it, I thought it was about a 9.0, and it's a 9.0. Yep. For $3, though. I've been very little into this. See what the fair market value is on a 9.0. And, of course, that Disney Plus series is coming soon. All right. What's next? I know what's next if it's in pretty much order. Nova, number 1. I got a bunch of these. Like, you know, every Modern Submission I have has a Nova one. A couple other books that are very familiar players in Modern Submissions. I thought this was a nice copy. I got this in a collection. The next 3 books I got in collections. The same collection. I thought it was like a 9.2. 8.0. Ouch. Ouch. I don't know what happened to this one. So that's another one we're going to have to look at the grader's notes. That's interesting. So those books from the 70s I'm getting hammered on. Up next, this one I thought was a little bit lower grade. The next two were, not in the 9s. This is the first appearance of Mystique and Cameo. They're like 2 Mystique cameos and then a full appearance in the Ms. Marvel run. Issue number 16 here. I thought this was about an 8. It did have some issues with it. 8. That's off-white to white. So that's fine. 2 more books. This and next one. Another Ms. Marvel. This had some issues with it. First time Carol Danvers in Ms. Marvel. Some spine ticks. Some blunted corners. I thought this was about a 7.5. And an 8. Okay. So that's a plus. I haven't had a lot of pluses in this submission. But I haven't been, other than like a couple of books, I haven't been too far off. Now, we got one more book. I thought this was pretty clean. Had a couple of issues with it. Again, what would a modern submission be without one of these? Moon Knight number 1. I thought this was like 9.294. Okay. And it'll probably be like an 8.0. 9.2. Okay, I'll take that. That's, I was kind of, what I have. I'd written down a 9.4, but I will take the 9.2. I did quite a bit of work on this one. So that's the 25 book submission. So I thought, again, this is the first batch of books that I sent in to CGC that I essentially pressed myself. This particular book, when I buy this, I bought this for like on eBay for, I'm trying to read the right number. That's $73. Okay. So all in, I'm probably into the books. Some of them are part of collections for like $150, about $950. Okay, plus the pressing and cleaning, and no, I didn't really spend much on pressing and cleaning. A couple books went through Erod, and then the CGC fees. So let's get the fair market value of each of the books. I've been showing them down below. Okay, so when we put all of the numbers together, the total fair market value of the books today is $2,690. It's a little disappointment. On the whole, probably can still double the money over what I invested in it. The biggest book of the lot is this one. Even in an 8.0, Nova number 1 does have a fair market value of $219. There are a lot of these books I'm going to hold on to just to kind of see when the speculation hits on that one. That's also a white pager, which is nice. The most disappointing book, because I thought this had a chance at a 9.8, was this one. Now, The Simpsons of Comics and Stories in a 9.6 white pages. That's a really great grade, right? About a fair market value of $163. A 9.8 of this book is about $800. So just that slight difference between a 9.6 and a 9.8. And honestly, maybe there's a little bit of something by the top staple. Yeah. Maybe a couple of little things. But that minuscule, almost imperceptible difference is a huge difference in value in this book. Typical of modern books, but I think even more so in this book. I do have a bunch of other copies of this. I have 2 in my personal collection that are high grade. So they may get submitted at some point. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I know I got this for $15. So, even like something like this, if I were able to sell it for $150 after submission fees and everything, still more than a double up. So that's a book that I'm happy with. One of the books that I'm honestly pretty disappointed in, the grade, or not so much the grade, right? But the value of the book, which means it's just going to stay with me for a while, is this book, right? Fair market value of Young Avengers, 9.4, is just south of $200. I added to $194. This was like a $300 book all day, every day, just several months ago. And people were speculating on this all over the place. Part of the problem with a book like this is that, most books that are getting submitted for this title are already in high grade. And they're just more and more like this one, finding their way through South Florida. Yeah, I see a little bit of an issue at the bottom there. That's probably what it is. But still, a nice book. I mean, this is, if we see some sort of Young Avengers project in Phase 6, all of a sudden this jumps back up. So a lot of these are speculative in nature. And, so we'll see how the values are. I'm not necessarily looking to sell all of them today. So was kind of disappointed in some of them that did dip below the $100 mark. And, the Infinite Crisis books, I got some 9/8 in the George Perez cover on that in a previous submission. I really would love a 9/8 in the Jim Lee cover, the first Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle. Zola Madeira, we know, is portraying him in an upcoming film. I think the thing with DC speculation and Marvel speculation tend to move differently. And I'll use one book here as an example. A recent example. Is that Marvel, everybody is looking forward to what's coming up in Phase 5, Phase 6. So there are very few surprises of characters that we know are coming that all of a sudden, when the public sees them, the interest jumps. DC, often, we have to wait till we actually see the character on screen. This is a perfect example. When did this book peak? The weekend the Suicide Squad movie came out. That's when this book peaked. I think we're going to see the same with characters in the Black Adam movie, characters like Cyclone. I don't think the Cyclone books are a dime a dozen now. If that character really works for the public, then that's something that could get a jump up. Again, part of this is me being hopeful with some of these books. So, some of them, I probably lesson learned. I was kind of looking for books that I thought would be worth $100 or more, even if I was a little bit off on the grade. The problem is the market decreased since then. So instead of $100 into like $60 books, I've recently changed the way I'm looking at it. I'm looking more like at the $150 to $200 mark, or books that I think have potential for growth. And some of these books I think have potential for growth. The first Madame Xanadu, the first Devil Dinosaur, Terrax, the Jaime Reyes books. I think those all have room to grow. So Silver Sable, I think, is also in that category. So that's the financial aspect of it. And I'd say I'm a little disappointed in the results, but I think it's also a lesson learned. This is the first submission that I really was the first modern submission that I was really looking. I think my future submissions, hopefully I've been a little more selective for the most part in the books that I've put in those submissions, both in terms of their intrinsic value as well as my perceived grade. So let's take a look at the grader's notes on the books that I was disappointed in the grades. So disappointingly, the 3 books that came back as 9.0s I thought were higher, none of them had grader's notes. None of these 3 books had any grader's notes associated with them. So that's frustrating, because I'd like to kind of know what the problems were, to give me some information going forward, but it is what it is. There's no grader's notes there. The 2 8.0s, and I thought a little harsh. The Nova number 1, it came back as light spine stress to cover. And this, and maybe it's, I think there was some reversion. There are spine ticks, and I thought I had gotten them out, because in my notes, it says minute spine ticks, like talking about a couple of them. And then it said, what else did it say? And I thought it was kind of light very light bends to cover. And in my notes, yeah, there was like one very almost imperceptible one above the Marvel box. So there may have been some reversion with this book. So that's an 8.0 is not a disaster in that book. And for the Iron Fist, similarly, the greater notes were light spine stress to cover, small creased left bottom back cover. And this was another book that, you know, when I pressed it and everything, put this face down on the carpet, that was a problem. Have to clean that up. Again, the spine stresses, or spine ticks, if you will, may have been the result of some reversion. I thought I had kind of smoothed those out adequately. Maybe just the way I stored them in the, you know, kind of in a cold press didn't hold. But I thought even with that, I mean, an 8.0, and there's nothing. There's a little bit, if I look in the bottom corner, there's maybe a light half of an inch bend. And that's about it. I don't even know if you could see it on camera. I have a hard time seeing it with the naked eye. But, yeah, you can't really see it. But, you know, I don't think I can get rid of the glare. But I thought, for both of those books, I thought an 8.0 was a bit harsh. So, those are the books that I have. I would say most of these are available. If you're interested, hit me up on here on Instagram or whatever, and maybe we could work something out. You know, I was fairly accurate, but just too many books where I was just one grade lower. And I don't know if I was being hopeful. I thought I was being fair, or just, you know, CGC is a little bit tougher than it was. I will have another 25-book modern order, non-pre-screen, coming in next week. So we'll see if there's any better luck there. Again, no 9.8s here. I only had a couple of books that I thought were real solid 9.8 candidates, and one of them got a 9.6, so can't complain much there. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below about this unboxing. This is Jim saying, until next time, enjoy your comics.